Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy Ty Johnny back with another live video reaction, whatever you want to call it. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit the post notification bell to see more of me, and we all gonna eat as a family, man. As the great words of Ace Boogie would say, everybody eats B, man. You already know how the intro goes. If you're new to the channel, make sure you also like, comment, subscribe. But also letting you know if you're new to the channel, I react to sports and music mainly, but let me know anything in the comments. I'm down to do anything. This has been a highly requested video in my comments, and I'm giving it to y'all, man. Larry Bird stories that proves he's the best trash talker. I ain't gonna lie. I think I might agree with this. The only other person I could say that's like the best trash talker, it's probably like Michael Jordan or somebody like that, but Larry is definitely one of them ones, so let's get into it.
Talkers in basketball. And a lot of people said, really? Yeah, they thought Larry Bird was one of the biggest trash talkers in basketball. And a lot of people said, really? Yeah, they thought it was Reggie or Charles Bird used to tell me.
I forgot Charles used to run. Well, I didn't forget that. I'm lying.
Yeah, like, you supposed to be a great defender, right? I'm gonna make sure I tell you where I'm gonna shoot the ball at. And it's time we get it right here. I'm gonna shoot it right in your face.
And I'm looking at this guy like, he's nuts.
I'm gonna go shoot this fucking jumper in your face right there in that corner. And it's gonna be your Christmas present. I'm gonna wrap it up and bust your head open.
And that's exactly what if he tell you gonna hit a shot in a certain place, he gonna do just that. There ain't nothing you can do about it.
Been a better player each step I took. I was able to go with more than the other guys. I had a great body. I could make plays, but I always knew early on, especially when I was a junior, senior high school, that probably the outcome of the game was going to depend on me.
Well, yeah, I interviewed Gary Payton, a venomous trash talker. And I asked him who the most vicious trash talker he's ever encountered. He said Larry Bird.
Oh, no question.
Bird talk shit, like we talk. Let me tell y'all something. Bird used to tell me, look here, man, I'm gonna go shoot this motherfucking jumper in your face right there in that corner. And it's gonna be your Christmas present. I'm gonna wrap it up and bust your head open. All that shit. He told me, young fella, let me tell you something. I can shoot a jumper anywhere I want to. You supposed to be a great defender, right? I'm gonna make sure I tell you where I'm gonna shoot the ball at. And I was like, man, come on now, you're not gonna shoot the ball. And so he said, I'm gonna take you over in that corner right there. You sit over there by my bench, right? And I'm gonna give you something, and it's gonna be this jumper. So he went right to that corner, and I'm up on him, I'm under him. And he said, young fella, what did I tell you I was gonna do? And he turned around, raised up, it was all drawn.
Oh my God, what do you even do about that? No, that would make me highly upset. I'm not gonna lie. I cannot let no guy talk to me like that. You feel me? We might have to run the fade. That's why people was out there running the fade with Larry, because he out there embarrassing them.
And I said, shit, I ain't gonna mess with you no more, man. He's the coldest dude I ever seen with that shit, man. Everybody be talking about these greats, and we always mention him. He was the shit. Yeah, shit, man. He'll give it to you any way you want it to. Larry Bird was called. Ignite the bet.
The OGs know, man. It's the new. How Draymond don't know. Draymond probably go on the court thinking he better than Larry and stuff like that. Let's go, though.
He'll give it to you any way you want it to. Larry Bird was called.
Bird didn't talk trash to you.
Oh my God, Bird talked trash to everybody. I always tell the story about Larry Bird. I remember him, he was cursing under his breath. And I asked him, I said, Larry, what's going on with you? He says, you guys are being disrespectful to me. And I says, what are you talking about? He says, you guys are putting a white guy on me. Disrespectful. I just started laughing. I had no comeback. He said, it's disrespectful when y'all put a white guy on me.
Larry said, I'm insulted that they would put a sorry dude like you on me. He said, no, I don't even want to play more. He would drop the ball and take a turnover. And I'm looking at this guy like, he's nuts, you know?
Nah. He was cooking you in the highlights I was just watching, but you can't let that happen, Dom. And even though it's Larry, you got to play harder, bro.
Story goes that when he and I'm looking at this guy like, he's nuts, you know? The story goes that when he played against Denver, they had a guy named John Hansley, a white guy, a really good defender, right?
Okay.
They put him on Larry, and Larry was wearing his ass out. Absolutely. And Larry would run by the bench and tell Doug Moe, who was the coach, get him off me. That's disrespectful. Put a black guy on me. Because when he played back in the day, that's That's all he played against was brothers. So he was like, hey, I had to torch his ass so they understand.
And Larry got on the roll, started shooting the balls, and every shot was going in. All right, he runs by Frank Layden, who's the funniest guy in the league. And Frank is coaching, and Larry would say to, hey, Frank, don't you have anybody on that bench who can guard me? He goes, so nobody out here can. Frank looked down at the bench and goes, no.
Along with Steve Jones and Rick Barry, this is Bob Neal. Just moments before the American Airlines Sheraton long-distance shootout.
All-Star game is in Dallas, the first three-point contest, and he just starts looking at guys, doesn't say a word, and people are getting kind of nervous. Everybody's sitting there, everybody's real quiet. You knew the guys, but you never were around them. And nobody's really saying anything, so I walk in and look around, and then he finally speaks and says, I'm just looking to see who's going to finish second.
And says, I hope all you guys in here are thinking about second place because I'm winning this.
Excuse me? Did you really say that? Who's playing for second?
Yeah, I did.
When you walked in there, what were you thinking when you made that announcement to the room? Just messing with all the guys?
I know going into that, I remember in the locker room, Robert said something that there's no way in the hell I was going to win that three-point contest. So I knew right then I had to win.
That chick said my name on it for a week now, and I knew I was going to win this thing. I've been practicing, and my teammates said I wasn't going to win it, but I came back and lucked out, really.
Bird would luck out again the next year, but in 1988, it looked like his luck had finally run out. He certainly doesn't have that normal Bird rhythm going on. His rating has only 7, has to be 15. That's 8, make it 9, and 10, and 11 as we're counting. 13, huge rack that time for Bird. He's still going to drop one here quickly. 14, this is the tie for the money.
Get off my court.
He knew exactly what the score was. He knew that
He did that on purpose to me, bro. He was missing on purpose. There's no way.
the ball was going to win the competition for him, and it's almost like he did it in dramatic fashion just to make it more fun.
I swear, I just said the same thing.
Like fashion just to make it more fun.
He knew it when he let it go and was headed for the winner's circle. He took off his top yet. He took off his top.
Larry used to come in the locker rooms. He'd be getting his ankles taped, and he'd say, you know, hey, ball boy, run in and go find the scoring record in this building. You know, he needed those kind of challenges.
He had accomplished every goal. We hadn't lost a game on the trip. And Larry told all of us players and the media too, tomorrow night's the last game of the trip, I'm going to play this one left-handed at least through three-quarters. And it was at a time when, you know, McHale was still coming off the bench.
And so Larry scores his 6th point on a left-handed shot.
And I'll never forget it. McHale yells out.
And McHale goes, hey, Jerome, when did he start shooting right-handed?
And at the end of three-quarters, I think 27 points.
Oh, my gosh.
Well, left-handed is one thing, but when the game got close, I had to go back to the...
You started playing with the left on him? That's disrespectful. I ain't gonna lie. You know how good you got it?
The right one.
He could hold all these things in his head during the game. So he'd have a shooting drill at the old Boston Garden.
4:30 in the afternoon. I was an early guy. I'd set up early. The garden would be dark.
Late in the afternoon by himself, dark garden. Come out with an equipment guy and just do the perimeter, shoot for half hour. All you heard was swishing.
If he missed a shot during that thing, he'd say that the Bull gang set up something wrong with the rim. You know, otherwise that would have gone in.
I'd get there early, plug in my Stone Age computer right next to the bench. He'd call me Scoop and say, Scoop, what are you working on? I'm like, I'm doing an early story.
Then I'd say, well, I'm doing an early edition newspaper story about your free throw streak.
You were approximating the NBA record for consecutive free throws, so don't miss one tonight or I'll look bad in the paper.
Sure enough, first half, he goes to the line for two, and the foul line is lined up right where we're sitting if he looks over.
He's at the line. He makes the first.
He looks over and winks at me.
He looks over and winks at me before he makes the second. I mean, guys don't do that today. And he would...
Always thinking about these things. It's like paying off a bet in the middle of a game. He was doing two things at once.
Well, you had the bird night.
I had the bird night. Yeah, that was a tough night, man.
I ain't gonna lie. Why? So I'm hearing all these stories about Larry now. Like, of course, Larry's big. Everybody know who Larry Bird is for the most part. But why? Why do they push Magic Johnson way more? It's my question. If Larry was just really better. That's my big question. I know he was in a smaller market in Boston, Massachusetts, and Magic in L.A., so that makes sense. But, like, still deserve the respect. Like, everybody knows Kevin Durant. Not to, like, he was in a small market, too. I know it's 20, you know, we got phones and stuff, but still. They need to push Larry harder, man.
But nobody was guarding Bird, were they?
Well, we were trying. No, but when a guy is literally coming up the court, calling his shots. It's in that game, we're on the free throw line. And he's like, he literally says,
"It's off the glass. Who's next? Where do you want this one from?" And he just made one after another. And he just tortured them mentally. He tortured all of them.
I think Bird went by the bench one time, too.
He fell in the bench.
Oh, he did.
And he called that one. That was the one where he fell in it. He literally said, off the glass into the trainer.
His last shot,
No way.
he said, in the trainer's lap.
Shout out Doc Rivers for becoming a great coach. You know, he won a championship for Boston later down the line. Shout out to Doc Rivers, man.
Coming down the court. He shot this high rainbow. It goes in. Ricky bumps into him and he knocks him on our trainer's lap. So it was exactly what he said.
Antoine Carr and Cliff Livingston got fined by Fratello, I think.
And Eddie Johnson for
celebrating Bird.
Yeah, it was the best film session. Every time when I see Mike, we still laugh.
God,
it was the greatest film session ever because back then, you watched the real game and just went, with a video, and Mike rewound the celebration 20 times.
And they show a shot of our bench. Cliff Livingston and Eddie Johnson are standing up giving each other high five.
And everybody was entertained by this. Even the guys on the Atlanta bench.
They got fined for that, I heard.
Yeah. Watch the reactions on the Atlanta bench.
Scotty all up there laughing.
Watch Cliff Livingston over here. I think this is Cliff.
Fratello wouldn't let it go. He just kept rewinding. Showing the guys, you remember they're giving each other high five.
And then somebody falls off the bench.
Yeah,
too.
it was Eddie Johnson.
Yeah.
Eddie Johnson falls off the bench in laughter, and Antoine Carr and Cliff gives each other a high five. And our film session was 20 minutes of that. And so it was a bad night.
The first game against Larry Bird, it was shocking. And I'm a rookie, I go shake his hand, and he put both hands behind his back. And I'm saying, okay, he's getting his head ready to play. First play of the game, he says, "I don't know where they got you guarding me, Holmes." And he shoots a 3. I was pissed.
I already know.
I went mad.
Yo, that's crazy, man. So you telling me like he like, I'm gonna put this right here on the post, right here, put you on my back hip. I'm gonna turn around right hook, and he does it to you. I would be so angry.
He hit the 3, but this just called me Holmes, And so it set up for a really interesting game. Because I remember one time I came down and I dunked it on him. He laying on the ground, he fouled me, and I'm pointing, and he said, "Hey, Rook." I said, "What?" He said, "I like you. He said, you got balls, but I'm still gonna get 30 on your ass." He got about 38, so he kind of proved his point. But I had to pay my dues. I wasn't upset about that because, back then, as a rookie, you got to pay your dues. Simple as that.
It was funny, the first time that I played in my rookie year, I guarded Larry Bird, and it took me about 10 minutes to realize I should be probably guarding him instead of staring at him. And he came down, it was funny, he came down one time, and Mark West was the center on our team, and Larry looked at me, and then he looked at Mark, and he said, "Mark, I'm going to go down, I'm going to come off the screen, I'm going to catch it right there, I'm going to turn around, I'm going to shoot it in the rookie's face, and then I'm going to run down the floor." And that's exactly what he did. And I'm sitting there, that just happened.
But did he talk to you, or you weren't good enough?
Through me. He never addressed me.
I love that.
Like I wasn't even there.
And did Mark West go on?
Mark was like, "All right,
okay, yeah, all right.
You probably will. Good luck."
And then he did.
My boy Dan.
There was nothing I could do about it.
He backed up whatever he said. If he tell you going to hit a shot in a certain place, or if he going to take you down to the post, turn around, hit a fadeaway J, he going to do just that. There ain't nothing you can do about it.
These guys came in together.
And it's crazy because he's doing this to good defenders. It's not like he not doing this to your average player or no Kendrick Perkins. No, like he not doing this to weak players. He's doing this to teams' best defenders and letting them know.
In 81, there's Kevin, there's Larry, there's Robert, Dennis Johnson, Danny Ainge. They knew what each other could do. And what I did was said, okay, let's see what's happening out there. And you'd see Larry shooting the three-pointer, and then I call a timeout, and they didn't count the three-pointer.
Larry just hit what would have been the game-winning shot. The KC called timeout.
Yeah, this was a crazy play. So just for the new kids, the new generation, he hit the game winner, and the coach called timeout. And now look what he does.
And you'd see Larry shooting the three-pointer, and then I call a timeout, and they didn't count the three-pointer.
Larry just hit what would have been the game-winning shot. The KC called timeout.
It won't count. It does not count.
Block's going to call the timeout.
Larry came back to the bench and, he was a little upset.
So he's very upset with that, so I diagrammed the play. He says, heck with the play, Case. Hey guys, when I come back after timeout, I'm gonna go right to the same spot. I'm gonna kick it in. Give me the ball and tell all the rest of the guys to get out of the way. I said, shut up, Larry. I'm the coach here. Okay, all right. Dennis, you take the ball out, give it to Kevin, then you throw it to Larry, and everybody get the hell out of the way.
Celtics are down by 2 points, and Bird is out by the three-point line, and he's being guarded by a guy named Johnny High.
He goes down before the ball is thrown in, and he's standing right in front of the Phoenix bench, and he looks at all the guys on the bench and says,
yeah, I'm just fixing to bust a three on you guys and just go home. I'm tired of this.
And he says, watch my hand as I follow through.
And, Johnny High sort of smiles and laughs about it.
And I was supposed to cut off the high post and post up for a second, then go across and set a pick. Well, I came off the pick and I was wide open and I stood there waiting for the ball. I had a smaller guy to post up and Larry just waved me out of the way saying, get out of here, get out of the way.
And then he just turns around and shoots a perfect three.
As the ball
Get out of the way.
First of all, this shot was way harder than the last shot. Because he caught the first one not wide open and shot it. Of course, that's Larry. That's Cash. But he has a defender on his hip. Look at this, how he catches it and turns around.
Turns around and shoots a perfect
one leg.
As the ball's in the air.
Get off my... Oh, my gosh. Look how the ball went through the net.
Perfect three.
As the ball's in the air, he kind of turns towards the Phoenix bench and yells, told you so. Running the locker room.
As he continues on to the dressing room. Now, that's what you call arrogance.
And for that time, I learned to run Larry's play, not the coach's play.
He wanted the light on him. He wanted the focus, and he wanted that ball. And in case he would ever call somebody else to play, Larry would just say, no. I'm shooting this ball, as he would.
I get a charge when I tell someone on the opposing team that I want to hit the last second shot and do it. That's what it's all about.
High game, 13 seconds to play. Celtics basketball.
During timeout, I'm going through a play. And about that time, Larry steps in and says, Coach, why don't you just give me the ball and tell everybody to get out of the way? It's Larry. If he wants the ball, he wants the ball. After the timeout, we walked back on the court, and then Xavier was guarding him. So he tells Xavier,
Xavier Jones?
I said, I know I'm going to be waiting. And he said, I'm going to get it right here. I'm going to shoot it right in your face.
5, and Bird has the basketball.
He has two people on him.
In your face. 5, and Bird has the basketball. Look out. Larry Bird, just phenomenal the way that...
He came out with right about that exact spot and shot a shot right in my face. And, he was like, I didn't need to leave 2 seconds on the clock. I went back to the sideline like...
Man, this is insane. They're not even letting this man. He's just doing it to them. Like, that's crazy to me. I heard about stories like this, but this is crazy. Man, shout out to Larry. They trying to kill me with the ads right now, ain't they?
Do not have your best interest in...
Damn.
Larry Bird was one of the biggest trash talkers in basketball. And a lot of people said, really? They thought it was Reggie or Charles. Larry Bird talked more trash on the basketball court than anybody I've ever played against. So we playing him the last play. He says to James Worthy, he said, you guys don't have to worry about it. I'm going to go right over there that corner. And I'm going to catch it, I'm going to shoot it, and I'm going to tie the game or win the game, whatever the case may be. They take the ball out, and I think it was either Danny or DJ, the late great DJ.
Yeah. You a DJ coming down, right, with the ball. Oh, great DJ, that's good. So pass it to Larry, he's in that corner. Now I gotta go out and close Larry Bird out. So as I'm running out to Larry Bird, he's talking trash to me. I don't know why you running out here. Who says that in the middle of the game? He said, I'm gonna wait till you get one step away from me and I'm gonna shoot it right in your face. So I got one step away. He shoots it all net. 3-pointer, good.
Take the ball out, man curl right to the corner, conscious shot a 3, table. It's like, are you effing kidding me?
And he turned to me and said, you did all that running for nothing.
And he was saying in such a calm way that you didn't think it was trash talking, but it's trash talking. You're not going to tell me you're going to go over there and shoot the ball in my face. That's trash talking. But he would tell you before the play even started.
He'd tell you where he's going, he'd tell you when he catches, there's nothing you can do about it. And it was great trash talking because it wasn't vulgar. I mean, he wasn't pounding his chest.
you can just be standing next to him. You know, I would jump out and try to block a shot on rotation, and he'd say, Scott.
You jump high, but you don't jump that high. You can't get this.
Scott, you're a little too late. Scott, you're not getting that. Why are you even jumping? Why are you running out of it? But it was all game.
He'd say something like, don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. I mean, he talked the whole game, and it was, you know,
oh my God. Look how cash the shot is.
I mean, he talked the whole game, and it was.
Bro, that's on Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
You know, after the game and after years of thinking about it, you're like, man, that dude was one of the greatest players ever played.
He was ridiculous. Our sportscaster played the Superman theme when he was talking about him that night after the game. Because he did everything. Points, rebounds, assists, just steals, you name it. Larry has such a great mind for the game. I had a lot of respect for him as a competitor.
That competitive nature, the work ethic, because I asked a lot of questions. You know, playing with Byron Scott, I asked him a lot of questions. Eddie Jones, Magic, James Worthy, Kurt Rambis, all the Laker greats, I would always sit down and just ask them questions. What actually happened there? What did you feel there? Why? You know, Bird tough to defend. Why? Because you look slow as shit to me. So like, I'm missing something. So like, tell me what I'm missing. You know what I mean?
You know, like I was saying, growing up in Boston, people all used to always talk to me
what I'm defend. Why? Because you look slow as shit to me.
Shout out Kobe for being the real one, man. I miss Kobe, man. R.I.P. Kobe, man. He reminds me of Bird in a certain way, like he way more like, I'm not gonna say aggressive, but like his trash talk was way more aggressive. Basically, like, you suck, you trash. He wasn't saying like don't step up. He wasn't like as subtle as Larry, but they just remind me of each other for some reason.
I'm missing something. So like, tell me what I'm missing. You know what I mean?
You know, like I was saying, growing up in Boston, people all used to always talking about that he can't jump, he can't do this, he can't do that. And, you know, a lot of my friends was like that, you know. So, I got to the league. I called all my friends back up. I said, you know, all that trash that you were talking, you need to squash all that. This man is great. Whatever you were saying for a man who can't jump, he's demolishing everybody. He's doing it on everybody. He's doing it on the best defensive players in the league.
Yeah, I never forget driving and I'm listening to a game. It's New Mexico State playing Indiana State. I don't really care about the game, but New Mexico State is right up the street from El Paso, and I went to UTEP, and we're big rivalries. So I'm hoping that Indiana State will beat New Mexico State. And I'm listening to the radio, and I have no clue of the players on either team. All of a sudden, this name keeps coming. Bird. He goes to the right. Bird. He makes the strike. Bird. I said, God damn, who's Bird? Bird. You know, here's Bird. And Bird this, and Bird. Oh, did you see the pass that Bird made? I can't see it, but I'm just trying to imagine it. When the time I got to the end, I said, damn, that brother can play. When I got the newspaper the next morning and saw Larry's picture, I said, damn.
He funny, bro. I know you gonna say he thought he was black, bro. I know he gonna say that.
Larry, they want you know, be honest with you. The young lady that said you were her favorite player, mine too. I love you too, Magic, but not as much as I like Bird.
Always talk about great basketball players, and they don't never mention him to be up in that round. But Larry Bird was cold. I don't think nobody ever could get out with him. You ask Magic. That's why Magic had a run, and he was mad when he had to retire in '92 because of what he was going to be missing with Larry Bird. And then you remember Larry Bird took 2 more years, and then he would quit because he said his main guy who he wanted to play against is gone.
I'm going to tell this story. We're in LA, and I'm hurt.
They got a pulled hamstring, so I'm not playing tonight.
So I can't play against the Celtics. You know, I'm killing myself. You know, Larry warming up. The anthem is sung and get introduced. And right before they go out on the court, Larry comes down and says, you know what?
He says, you here? I'm going to put a show on for you. So you just sit back and watch, okay?
Don't worry. I'm going to put a show on for you.
Man, get out of my face, man. Want to hear that? You know, this Celtics are the Lakers.
And he went out. I think he scored 38 points, about 20 rebounds, about 50.
How much?
I think he scored 38 points, about 20 rebounds, about 15 assists. And every shot he would shoot, he would turn to me.
Every time he hit one, he'd look at me.
And I said, boy, You know, the thing about it that I love about you is that most guys talk trash and can't back it up. But Mr. Bird, you know you can back your trash talking up. And last but not least, I'm gonna say this because you told me one lie. You only told me one lie in your career. Only one. And you only lied to the fans and all the people in the world one time. Do you know what that lie was? You don't remember, do you? Larry Bird said that there would be another Larry Bird one day. And Larry, there will never, ever, ever be another Larry Bird. And so, this is mine, and I signed it to you, to the greatest basketball player ever, but more important, a friend forever. I love you, I respect you, and I admire you.
Even Magic said Larry better, so I wasn't wrong. I wasn't wrong. And Larry, he did not lie. So Larry definitely will be going down in history as one of the greatest trash talker of all time if he backing it up like that. I do want to say, Magic, you did lie, Larry. You lied to us in America. There hasn't been another one since, bro. And what was that? When did Larry Bird get drafted? Let me know in the comment section below. But there's been player like prototype Larrys, but not Larry himself. Like, it's never been another Larry Bird that did everything as good as him, basically. It's not. It hasn't been. I'm sorry. Like, you got prototypes of Larry. Like, you got the Joker, Luka, Dirk. I would say Braun, but Braun can't shoot. And Dirk can't play good enough defense. Luka can't play enough defense. Jokic can't play good enough defense. It's like, it's not all around players like Larry. I'm really trying to sit here and think of one, and I really can't. Like, you could say Kevin Durant, but his defense wasn't good as Larry's defense. His passing wasn't good as Larry's. It's just a lot of players on the league that just not they're just not Larry, man. There's been a lot of great players, but they just haven't been Larry. Y'all let me know who y'all favorite player is in the comment section below. And other videos y'all want me to react to of Larry Bird or any other NBA player. This is the end of the video. I appreciate you. If you made it to the end of this video, you're a real one. I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you for everything. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Hit that post notification bell to see more of me. We all gonna eat. I'm gonna see y'all when I see y'all. I love y'all. Peace.